Hi Phyllis, it's great to be with you today, and I wanted to say congratulations. I know you've just taken on a new role as the VP of Global Diversity for SAP, and I am thrilled and delighted to see you in this role. I know that you will be amazing.
Thank you very much.
Could you just share a little bit about the job?
Sure. So I will be the global head of diversity, and that means that I'll have responsibility for establishing the strategic direction for our diversity efforts, which include our gender diversity initiatives as well as a wide spectrum of facets of diversity, and then responsible for really creating the operational plan that will enable us to create the change and move the needle on those diversity targets that we've established.
Throughout your career, what trends have you observed around diversity or inclusion that you think impact the company culture, and how do you think your work is going to impact the culture here at SAP?
So let me start with a trend that I think took us in a wrong direction. I think there was a trend several years ago to really focus on the metrics and the scorecard. And while I agree that it's critically important that we are monitoring our metrics and that we are moving towards targets, I think there was a time when that was what diversity was about. And basically what ended up happening is we spent a lot of time watching metrics not move. And I think there has finally been a greater recognition in most companies that the metrics only move if you do the consistent, intentional, behavioral change, culture change work that needs to be done.
So do you have some specific programs in mind that are going to continue down this path of positioning your work for business relevance and inclusion and innovation? I heard you mention as well. What kind of programs are you going to do to help promote those aspects of the work?
We've done quite a bit with respect to mentoring here, and I think over the time that I've been at SAP, I have seen the appetite for mentoring increase and the involvement of our leaders grow. I think now we need to take the next step to recognize that, in particular for women moving into the most senior leadership roles, there will need to be an element of sponsorship. And that sponsorship combined with our leadership series and connected to the kinds of rotational experiences that we can provide for women, I think we'll move that to the next level.
That's terrific. One of the things we're doing at Watermark is for all of our sponsor companies, we're offering a workshop that brings men and women together around sponsorship. How do you think an organization like Watermark can help you forward your initiatives, especially in regard to executive women? And we already talked about helping with the sponsorship element, but what other ways do you think Watermark might be of help?
So, you know, we consistently hear women still say, I need role models. I need people that I can look up to. And what I hear them say is they're not just looking for the upward mobility role model. I mean, I think people can see that. That's easy to see. I think they're also looking for role models relative to how did you make yourself marketable inside your organization? How did you figure out the work-life fit? How did you leverage your sponsors? I mean, really that specific kind of advice. And I think, you know, at least from my experience, Watermark brings together women from a variety of backgrounds and experiences. And the women who come to Watermark are the ones that are typically happy to share and happy to make themselves really even vulnerable, I guess, in terms of being willing to answer the hard questions.
So you're a new VP, and in a high-tech organization, the VPs who are women are small in number. And so how does it feel to be in that minority of a very wonderful group?
I'm still getting used to it. So, you know, I mean, I'm thrilled that I'm going to have the opportunity to leverage all the ways that I have built my skill set and my capabilities over the years, and especially on a topic that, you know, I'm really passionate about. So it's an exciting time for me. I think there's a couple of things that I've learned over the years, and that is that it's very difficult but very important that you hang on to the essence of who you are. And even though that may sometimes mean you're a square peg or you're the round hole, that you have to get comfortable with that core essence and not let go of that. But also figure out ways to leverage that in the environment that you're in. I've also been very fortunate. I've had a lot of very wonderful mentors and sponsors, many of them men. And I've had to get comfortable with the fact that they often are pushing me outside of my comfort zone in a way that I may not be ready for. And I've had to get better at recognizing the value that comes from letting them push me outside my comfort zone, but also being attuned to why it is I'm feeling that particular way.
I want to thank you so much for having this conversation and for sharing a little bit about where you are, your self-awareness, and your appreciation for the change process is absolutely going to set you up so much for success, and I know that you'll be wildly successful here.
Thanks.
So thanks again for spending this time with me.
Great, it was my pleasure. Thanks so much, Marilyn. And I also want to say congratulations to you for moving into your new role in Watermark. I'm thrilled for Watermark as an organization, and I'm just really excited about what the next chapters hold for Watermark as well.